Hey YouTube, it's Tams, the Wicked Witch. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps, and give us a thumbs up. There's loads of playlists and things like that if you want to check them out. So yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, welcome to the channel. So as you can see by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about graveyard dirt. Now, I have just recorded a quick 10-minute video of me collecting the dirt. Some very hideous double chin shots, which I'll apologise for in advance. It's very hard to film yourself with a phone and being conspicuous at the graveyard. I haven't got the facility to flip my phone camera around either, which is really annoying. So yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but you get the gist of it and you can see what I'm doing. So whether this goes out before that video or the other way round, just be prepared for the double chin shots. They're quite hideous. Anyway, so graveyard dirt. People have been using graveyard dirt in their magic, in their witchcraft, in paganism, in occultism, in hoodoo practicing. Hoodoo practitioners use graveyard dirt, and that's been going on for hundreds of years, and it's pretty obvious why. It's pretty obvious why people use graveyard dirt, and that's because it's full of spirit energy. You know, you're using dirt from a place of rest where people are laid to rest. So one of the first things I would say to you is find yourself a cemetery or a graveyard that you are comfy with, that you can kind of get a good vibe from. When you ask out to the spirit world, is it okay to take some dirt? Do not take it from graves. I take it round the edges, or if there's a mound or a tree with a, you know, where you can get to, it's coming from that land, but I don't go and take it from actual people's graves, because that would be disrespectful shit, wouldn't it? So don't do that. But I am taking it from around the edges or around the sides or the, you know, under the trees, and I try and take the dirt itself. Sometimes it's dust. Some people call this graveyard dust. That's because it's very dusty in graveyards, especially if you're in an hot country. So there's a lot of leaves in there. It doesn't matter. You get the gist of what we're doing. It's you might get dust, you might get leaves, but you are getting dirt as well. So yeah, so obviously people are using it in their magic and all of those kind of magical things, because it's full of energy. And the reason we want spirit energy is to help our magic and our spells and all of that. We want it to power up, and that's what we use it for. So one of the, I really fiddle with my hair, don't I? Sorry, it must drive people mad. I know I'm doing it, I can't stop. One of the things that I like to do is I use graveyard dirt as a home protection, which of course is very popular. And now the postman's here. I'm going to pause you, sorry. Sorry about that, that was the postman. Okay, so I forgot where we were, so let's start again. Yeah, so I like to use graveyard dirt in my home protection dirt, and basically it's a bit of a mix, and there is a video on here, and I will put the link in this description below for you if you want to see that. And one of my main ingredients is graveyard dirt, along with red brick dust and things like that. And then there's another kind of home protection that I do as well, at the back of my house, where there's a lot of plants and things, and I basically sprinkle my graveyard dirt and a few other little ingredients just in with the plant pots, and it protects the back fence, because you could, if you really wanted to come through gardens, you probably could get over the back fence. It'd be a bit difficult, but I like the whole garden bit to be protected. And it's also around my property, so nothing bad can come in, nothing negative, burglars, people wanting to hurt you or anything like that, vandals or anything like that. So it's, you know, it's around the property, and I've done this for years, and I'll link all of those videos below. So people use it in protection for yourself. I mean, you could carry some. I actually have a jar of dirt in my car, and it is just a jar of dirt from the graveyard where we've, you know, been today to get this dirt. And I've actually just topped it up with some of this dirt, because I keep pinching bits out of it. But there's been, for the last 10 years, that jar, it's a pickled onion jar, has had graveyard dirt, and it rolls about under my seat. When I took the car to get it valeted in December, they said, you have a jar of dirt under your seat. I said, yeah, put it back, please. You know, nobody really understands it. I'm not going to explain it to somebody, but it's like a protection for the car. So And again, the protection from the spirit world. You know, when you are a witch or an occultist, or you are a, you know, pagan, Wiccan, whatever it is you are in magic, your magical workings, you're opening yourself up to the spirit world, and sadly that comes with things that can be negative, and you need to protect yourself. So as witches, we're wearing pentagrams, and we've got, I mean, I'm wearing hag stones and all sorts of things around my neck. That's my protection. You wear what you wear. Lots of other people, you know, like hoodoo practitioners, they wear all of their charms and things, and they make bags and all of that. There's graveyard dirt in some of them bags. It's absolutely brilliant. In a few weeks I have to go to court, and fingers crossed it won't go. I'm hoping they're going to pull out. A firm knocked me for a few thousand, well, quite a few £1,000s, and they owe me money, and I have to go to court. And it's I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm using graveyard dirt as one of the key ingredients as we prepare to go, because we've got 4 or 5 weeks before the court date. And luckily it's in October, which is the best month of the year for any kind of help with the spirit world. For myself, I just love it. It's when the vows thinner, and it's potent time. And so graveyard dirt, and hopefully the ancestors and all the witchy vibes are going to be, you know, protecting that situation if it does go. It's very good for things like that. So if you're needing to win something, if you, you know, especially if you're in the right, not if you're in the wrong, you know, if you've just pop somebody off and you try, no, that ain't gonna work. It will come back on you, don't worry. If you're in the right, and you know, you've got a court case or something like that, a graveyard dirt is really good for that. Also with like with money spells, people will sprinkle the graveyard dirt. Sometimes they'll sprinkle it in a pentagram, where they place their money candle. You know, it's usually a green candle, so it's used in money spells as well. It's just, again, it just powers up. You could use it if people were bullying you. You can use it to honour the dead, so ancestry work at Samhain. You know, 31st of October, it's not just Halloween, is it? It's Samhain for us witches, so, and pagans, and we celebrate our ancestors and those who have passed, and so graveyard dirt is brilliant. I like to anoint candles in graveyard dirt. My Morrigan candle, my big red candle, I sprinkle graveyard dirt on the top for communication with Morrigan, and just to she's a dark goddess, so I feel that graveyard dirt with the dark goddesses and gods is quite a good connection tool. I also use graveyard dirt with Baba Yaga, for connection with Baba. I have used graveyard dirt with connection to Anubis, the Egyptian god, as well. Not with the Egyptian god Set. He likes sand and gold, amongst other things, but not with him. But you probably could. There's so many different things that you can use graveyard dirt. If you anoint candles, you could, however you anoint normally. Some people like to use their oil and roll the candles. To be honest, if you didn't have all of that and you just lit the sides of the candle and got them wax sticky, and then rolled the dirt and then done your workings with it, that works just as well. Or just sprinkle some on top of the big candles. It can just sit and it soaks through. Focusing energy. You know, you're taking spirit. You're taking spirit energy in the dirt from the graveyard, and then you're working with spirits who you work with, or whether it's deity or nature spirits, animal spirits, totems, spirit guides, or whether it's actually people, you know, that have passed over. It all helps to fire that up. So I think for me, any kind of protection, whether it's house, yourself, the car, protecting your job, protecting your love life, protecting anything, graveyard dirt. You can add it in any shape or form, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. I think it won't hurt it. It's amazing. Connecting, as I say, with any of the spirit world. Just remember to be careful. Don't piss about with things like that, because it's not a game, you know. And that's really good for that. And I'm going to have graveyard dirt on this table with my case paperwork. Once it's ready, it's almost ready. I think it's getting sent to me Monday, and that will sit on the table. and hopefully it won't go to court. They'll pull out. I don't really want to go, but there you go. We've got to. Yeah. So anything like that. If you have a new job, you could take some dirt from the job, and then you could mix it with your graveyard dirt. Just keep it in a little bag indoors. Keep it in a little pot. Put some gems. Put some crystals or some little gems or some little things that mean something to you. It's a protection for the job. Take a little bit of graveyard dirt to work with you and put it in your desk drawer, you know, in a little bag. Obviously, you know, you don't need to make a big performance out of it. Just hide it in a little bag in the drawer. As long as the intent goes in it, as long as the bag knows what it's for, you know, it knows what it's for because you've told it, you've put your intent into it, it knows what it's for, and it will work. So I personally think, I tell you what else people do, graveyard dirt at a crossroads, you know, with the old crossroads. If you're unsure of the path that you're going, you know, in life, with anything, it could be love life, work life, anything, you know, whatever it is, if you're at a crossroads and you put graveyard dirt, and you did your crossroads work in, which is very popular in hoodoo, it's good for that as well, to try and figure out where you're going in life. What way are you going? Are you going this or this way? That could also be a spiritual path that you know, or anything like that. It's really, really useful. So we've got all these different things. Personally, a little spoonful of graveyard dirt in most spell jars, will fire up with the energy of the spirits that are in the dirt. If you was doing something negative, which, you know, I don't really want to go into that kind of thing, but if you was doing revenge magic, or if you was doing something a bit negative where, you know, you was getting back at somebody for something, of course graveyard dirt again will fire anything like that up. It's a bit like spoonfuls of coffee. People use coffee in magic. Why? Because it fires up like caffeine fires us up when we're, you know, when we wake up in the morning, we go for coffee because it fires you up, and it's the same. And there's a lot of things in magic and in witchcraft are pretty obvious when you actually think about it. Whoa, that was a big hooter of a lorry on the M25. Sorry about that if it made you jump. Yeah, so graveyard dirt, absolutely brilliant. You can use it in so many different things. You can go around your garden and put it in all your plant pots after you've blessed it. You can put it in bags. You can put it on candles. You can put it on the tops of candles. You can have it in. You can have it all around the house. You can have it all around the property. You can have it in your car. You can have it on your bike. You can have it on your person. You know, you can have it anywhere. Protection. Mix it in with your protection sands, your dirt, your dust. So whatever you do, mix it in with eggshells, mix it with all sorts of things. It's going to do what it pretty obviously is going to do. It's full of energy, it's full of spirit energy, and it'll help you. If you want to use it to connect with spirit, graveyard dirt. Put some down on the table, you know. Perhaps have a graveyard dirt pentagram on your table, what you're working around, your elements, you know, when you're connecting to spirit. There's so many things you can do with it. I'm at 13 minutes, you know I can't download, so I will have to go in a second. Sorry for my chip nails picking up on camera. Yeah, just a quick graveyard dirt, few ideas for you on how we can work with it. As I say, I have a little video of me going to the graveyard. Not the greatest shot of my head, but never mind, we weren't there to look at me, we're there to see just talk about the dirt, so do you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. So yeah, anyway, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and I'll be back with another video soon. See you later on. Ta-da.